Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
So I could see a different look of Mr. Roy.
Yeah, with the mustache now.
Yeah, completely changed.
Yeah, I have long hair, which I normally tie
Yes.
up. Just to be formal, I have it.
It's because of lockdown or something else.
Yeah, because of lockdown, I'm in India, right? So I haven't had a lot of chance to meet people. I'm
Okay,
not having meetings, so might as well do something.
that's great. Anyway, so
I can
nice.
see.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much. Whatever may be the reason, like by default or somehow we are able to meet each other and we are able to see.
perfect.
So
Um,
in this, I will not be able to see the participants who are here, or they
you
have
can
just
see.
joined as an attendee. Okay. I can
If
see
you click
30.
on the
Yeah,
attendees, if you
yeah,
click
yeah.
on
I
the
can.
attendees, you will see the
Mhm.
people.
Yes, yes. I can see 30 participants are there. That's a good number. Okay.
Yeah. So let's do this. This is how I think the flow is, and Malvika.
You should have given me some time to promote this event. Uh, Definitely, I could have increased the number from 150 to 200. Not an issue.
Yeah, not an issue. I mean, we this is a series, Dr. Srivastava, we are doing for civil engineers,
Okay.
because that constitutes of a major bulk of students in India,
Okay.
and
So
most
these are all
everybody.
students who have enrolled with your
No,
program, or this is open to all?
this is open to all.
Okay.
So what we have seen, thanks to this lockdown and COVID, and I'm being in India, I have had a lot more interaction with the academy than I had before. And so what I've seen is the major chunk of students we get are from civil, and when they go out, it's there's a lot of competition. Two, there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation that goes around that there are no jobs, which we both know is not correct. There are jobs,
Yes, yes.
but the job uh, type has changed. And then people go and run around trying to learn software, which does not help because you have to complement your core learning rather than try to do something totally different. Yeah, I mean, you wanted to totally different, do an MBA, not software.
No, they
Uh,
become software operators, more
yeah,
or less,
yeah. So,
without putting their mind. So they use software as a black box, and then they think that. Anyway, issues are
yeah,
there, and
yeah.
I think this is the best platform that they can utilize, and they
Hmm.
they can connect with you and your team, and then they can get the right platform and right guidance. So that's the main objective. I think that's good.
Yeah, we are all in education. So,
Yes.
and the whole idea is to guide people. So what we will do is I will have Dr. Divya. She's our senior faculty member. To start with and talk a little bit about the technology disruption.
Mm.
And then we will have Dr. Srivastava present his keynote
Yeah.
address. And
I
that's
like this word. Then I searched a lot about technological disruptions, and then I have tried to accumulate a lot of information that I'll try to hope I fulfill the expectations of yours. Uh, Thank you very much for inviting me. I think we can start as per your convenience. No issues.
sure. Divyashri, if you could start.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you to both. Welcome, Dr. Amit Srivastava, to the webinar. So I will be
Let us
starting.
make it more interactive. Like I don't want
Yeah,
to be it a one-way manner
okay.
where I just speak and then go. We'll make it more interactive at the end so that I spend less time on my presentation and more time on talking and discussion. So
Yeah.
Sure, sir,
So
sure.
yeah,
what we will do is we have a short address from Dr. Shiva from Divyashri.
okay,
Then we will have your address, and then we will spend the majority of the time on question answer because that's what
yes.
we seem to miss out on. We finish our time, and there are no time for questions and answers.
No, time is not a problem. We can spend a lot of time, but then
Yeah,
we should spend quality time with the
yeah,
participants so that they are benefited most. That's the.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, Divyashri, if you can carry on.
Sure, sir, sure. So let me share my screen first. I am going to share and share my ideas little bit on the career options for civil engineers or structural engineers. Specifically, one career option that I focused here on, which is BIM for civil or structural engineers. So let me start. Okay, so before we start, I would like to introduce myself. I am Divya Shri. I have done my BTech in civil engineering, MTech and PhD in structural engineering from Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala. And I am working with TechnoStruct from the past 1 year, and I have done my work. I have been associated with few projects, US projects, and I'm also looking after the academy, the courses. So it is all about me. So let me just begin with the presentation. I will be talking about BIM for civil or structural engineers. So I will give you a brief introduction about BIM. What is BIM? Some of you might have been aware of that. What is BIM? You might have gone through the topic. You might have studied it somewhere. So I will tell you all about the career options as well with respect to various research papers, that what lies ahead for all of us in terms of us being civil or structural engineers. So what is BIM? BIM is basically, it can be defined in these six definitions. In terms of these six definitions, it is a single digital model, you can say, of building with set of technologies, processes, and policies. Basically, if you just cut short this word, building information modeling, the definition lies itself in BIM. So every information about each and every component with respect to all the domains which are there in the infrastructure project, that is what is BIM. So what are the infrastructure, what are the domains which are there in the infrastructure projects? We all know mechanical engineering, structural engineering, architecture is there, electrical is there, plumbing is there. Combined, all these domains combined together make one building information model. So that's what it is, a process for AEC professionals wherein we can more efficiently plan, design, construct, and manage infrastructure. So this is a small way of me telling you about what is BIM, since I am starting with my research papers on BIM, that how a career option in BIM is going to be beneficial for future civil engineers. So BIM basically is used for all the types of infrastructure projects. We cannot say that BIM is used for only in residential projects. No, it can be used in hospitals, it can be used in airports, it can be used in metros. All types of infrastructure projects, building information modeling is used. So it comprises of, we start with planning, then the designing goes ahead, then you do the analysis, then comes the construction part. Before the construction part, what happens in BIM is a very short process wherein we start with the drawings, AutoCAD drawings, we convert that into the model, and then we do the clash detection in one of the tools, which is Navisworks, and then we move ahead and do raise the RFIs. Before signing off the model, we have one perfect virtual design already done, and which is clash free. So this is a small introduction about building information modeling. So I would like to tell you more about the career options in BIM. So I've referred 3 or 4 research papers here. Violetien et al. He did a research and he presented this paper in 2019, telling us more about building information modeling for structural engineering. So what he presented is, since we structural engineers and civil engineers, we create these complex structures, we work, we design the whole building in terms of taking into consideration the standards with respect to HVAC design as well, with respect to earthquake design, with respect to wind design. And then because of this complexity, if we want to take care of the complexity, we have one available solution, which is BIM, which is building information modeling. Because if we are going to use BIM, we can come across and we can actually reduce the disadvantages which are already present in the projects, which is the delay in the project. which is increase in the cost of the project, which is the third one is we are not, the efficiency of the project is not high. So with BIM, with the utilizing and incorporating BIM in all the projects, what we are doing is we are reducing the cost by 20%, number one. Another advantage is you're reducing your time of the project, which is defined by 4-dimensional BIM. We are also, working on the asset management, the sustainability part of the project, which is defined by the 6th dimension of the BIM. So this is where the researcher has come across that the problems faced by structural engineers, by site engineers, visible in the construction domain, they have seen that one available solution that provides all such capabilities is BIM. So we can see here that variations of BIM publications in area of structural engineering, how you can see from 2003, it started with just one publication, or people were not working on BIM. So from 2003 to 2018, it has increased and has gone up to 70. So we can see the increase. Similarly, if we see how much work and how much research is done and how technology is evolving in terms of, if we see that from in BIM we have come from 3D to now 6D, so more evolution is going to come forward as well. And we can see here that United States has published the number of articles, maximum number of articles with maximum number of citations, whereas you can see India is still struggling with number of articles or the research which is being done here. But here in India now the future is bright, since many projects, many metro projects, airport projects, all the phases which are coming up, they are incorporating BIM in their projects. Moving on, these are some of the terminologies wherein we have evolved from 2012 to 2016 in terms of working in BIM and taking into consideration the following terminologies. So you can see here project management, scheduling, information dissemination, cost estimation, precast concrete, modeling, cloud computing. Cloud computing is a very, very important terminology for BIM. So evolvement directions of BIM in structural engineering, what we have seen here, that how we have evolved, what are the terminologies that is being presented in this slide, that until 2012, we were working on the software, project management, algorithms. Then till 2015, we evolved to working in BIM with respect to energy efficiency, with respect to decision making, with respect to cost estimating. And then from 2015, we evolved to 2018, where now we are working on cloud collaboration, point cloud, automation, simulation, all of this. So what is basically cloud collaboration? I'll tell you in a short definition, that cloud collaboration is where all the stakeholders, the client, everybody who is working in a particular project, they are sitting at their places, the files of that project is kept on the cloud, and everybody is working from their respective places. So it is easy for us to manage the whole project through working on cloud. Moving on, Bowie et al. Has worked, and he has given us a research paper in 2016 where he reviewed, they all reviewed building information modeling for construction in developing countries. So they gave us that with respect to China, India, and Malaysia, they did the research, and you can see here that how China from 2007 to 2015 has evolved in incorporating BIM in their infrastructure projects. Whereas if we talk about India, still we are incorporating, but the data is being done till 2015. Now if we see, and if we go back 2019, 2018 onwards, we have seen a huge demand in BIM, and even in private sector, there is like more than 60% stakeholders who are the clients who are incorporating BIM, as they have seen the advantages of using BIM with respect to other projects. Then also he found out that China has fewer than 20% of its AEC firms reporting BIM use. Whereas you can see here that US has BIM adoption rates of above 70%. So there, if like more than 70% projects which are coming up, they are definitely adopting BIM in their respective projects. Similarly, Norway now has an active research community who has given a green signal that yes, we are going to focus on national BIM development, where BIM will be definitely used in the upcoming projects. Okay, then I would also like to give you a brief idea and how Zhou et al. Has done the research. They reviewed risk management through BIM and BIM related technologies. And the same is they have seen that how risk analysis has different impact in planning, designing phase, construction phase, and then in the maintenance and demolition phase. If we move forward, if we go ahead, that what risk management, how we can manage risk through BIM is that, from the planning and the designing stage to the construction phase, then to the repair and rehabilitation phase, BIM has the potential to manage the risks. How? I told you way in advance that the three advantages of BIM. What are those three advantages? Number one, reducing the cost. Number two, reducing the time duration. Number three, the efficiency of the project when it is working. So that is why where you can manage risk through BIM very well in all the different types of infrastructure projects. So yeah, risk management through reactive IT-based systems, safety systems, wherein we are now utilizing and we are incorporating virtual reality, 4D CAD, GIS, database technology as well. Okay, before I tell you the last research, wherein I will also focus on what are the inhibitors and how we are going to, what is there in the frame of mind of various stakeholders, the contractors who are associated with project. Even there is going to be a point of time wherein you all will also be becoming an entrepreneur. You can open your own firm, and you might be working in a project wherein you are incorporating BIM. I will tell you that what goes in the head of various stakeholders, why there is still a frame of mind that how we are stopping, how other stakeholders are not incorporating BIM, and they should. So before that, I would like to tell you about BIM coordination process. So there is a small way that we can tell you that how we start working in BIM and what is the process. So in coordination, so what happens when you get the required architectural, structural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing models? From their drawings, you convert them into the models. Then you do the clash detection in Navisworks. That is a tool, Navisworks. And then we resolve that issue in the model through the tool Navisworks. And till the time clash is what? I will tell you what is a clash. So for example, you have a domain, structural domain. You have a mechanical domain. There are ducts which are crossing in a particular level, and there are beams, different secondary beams, primary beams are there. There is a column. You might come across that there is a clash which is happening between a column and a duct. So how you're going to resolve that, how you will be coordinating, communicating with other engineers, other BIM managers or BIM engineers, that is how you will resolve the clash. And then when in that model, there will not be any clash, you will be signing off that model, which will be free of clash. That is how, when I told you that risk management can be done, is because of the whole process, coordination process. Since there is no risk involved in any while you're constructing the project. So after the signing off, it is the model is being released for fabrication and issued to the field. So this is a small downstream and upstream process of how BIM technology contributes in the virtual design and construction sector, and how it is important for a project before it even starts. Okay, then yeah, this is very, very important for all of us, wherein M et al., he and the rest of the researchers, Lee G and Jeon V. They worked and they have presented us an analysis of BIM jobs and competencies based on the use of terms in the industry. So yeah, I would like to tell you that these are some of the terminologies wherein senior BIM project manager, senior project architect, BIM project manager, what are the terminologies which are associated with it? Just a second. Yeah, I'm sorry. So yes, so before that, what are the different, like what is the hierarchy? There might be, you all are civil and structural engineers, or even mechanical engineers must be there in here with us in the webinar. There will be some architects who are there. So how you are going to proceed ahead in your career when you will study BIM is these terminologies, which is you will be a senior BIM project manager, you will be a senior project architect, you will be a MEP BIM engineer, you will be a senior BIM engineer. These are some of the hierarchies that you are going to follow when you will learn BIM and you will go ahead and you will work in the BIM industry. Then okay, then we can see here that if we go across that CAD, Revit, BIM or VDC manager, then BIM engineer, what are the numbers of engineers, technicians, directors, managers, coordinators? We can see the number is from manager to the consultant to modeler, the number is varying. So now with upcoming projects of in India, with respect to all the sectors, we have greater demand in these fields as well. So also I would like to emphasize on one point that learning from an industry point of view, if you want to learn BIM and grab BIM jobs, is very, very important for all the professionals, AEC professionals. So choose the right platform wherein you want to learn BIM for your future. Then yeah, Ahuja R et al. They did research in 2020. Recently, they published the article wherein they gave us the factors which are influencing BIM adoption in emerging markets, the case of India. And here, I would like to tell you that why is it that still there are some points, there are some factors which are the inhibitors that we are still not incorporating BIM, which is full potential of BIM is unclear. If you talk about technological factors, organizational factors, environmental factors, so because of full potential of BIM is unclear to the stakeholders, they also think that BIM readiness is not there by the project consultants. They also think that lack of awareness is there, high setup cost is there. Whereas all these points, if you incorporate, what are the driving points, which is the availability of BIM software is there on trial basis. We can all try it and we can incorporate the pointers. We can try it on one of the project and see how well it is working. Then the favorable attitude towards BIM, now it is changing. That is one of the driving factor, which is now, that is why in India, in many of the projects which are coming up, we are now seeing that we are now noticing that BIM is being incorporated. So these are some of the driving factors wherein we will have to seek, and if there is a top management support from the project point of view, from the stakeholders who are there, then definitely BIM is being used. So as far as these factors are concerned, now the drivers are increasing, the driving points are increasing. That is why in India, central government has also recognized that we have to incorporate BIM in the upcoming projects which are coming up, and they are doing it. They have also launched a mission which is housing for all by 2022, and they are going to accomplish it with the help of BIM. So these are some of the factors wherein we can see that now times are changing. So BIM is definitely the present, not the future for all of us. That's all from my side, guys. Thank you so much. I would like to call Sir Roy, sir.
Yeah. Nice work, Divishri, and yeah, it addressed a lot of key pain areas in our industry.
Deveshri looks like she is a PhD scholar. Hmm?
Yes, doesn't she? All those guest lectures and all those studies that we go through but never quote. But nice work. Let's start with you, sir.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. I don't know. Nothing is left for me. Now I'm thinking what to present. Uh, anyways, that's a very nice presentation, and I thank Royce and Devshri and Malavika for inviting me and asking me to share my thoughts. And I know many of my friends who are in reputed organizations, they keep asking me, uh, what is BIM? And how to get rid of this uh, new ghost that has come into their life. So I told that you will not be able to. You have to adopt that ghost and you have to learn. And then if you want to really make your future secure or otherwise, see, what will happen that civil engineers will be looking for the other jobs and others will be doing the civil engineering jobs. So that's the technology disruption that you talked. And because your title comprises two parts, one is technological disruptions and then finally the options, various options that are available. So I've tried to justify the title that was given to me.
hmm.
And let me start sharing my screen. So is it okay? Is it visible to all?
Yes.
Okay, let me make it full screen first. Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes. Now we can see.
Okay, so this is the first slide where it talks about the title, technological disruption and the career options for today's civil engineer. And I thank the team members of TechnoStruct Academy for inviting me and giving presentation on the topic as mentioned on the slide. Now, before I start my presentation, I always tell to all the participants or the young civil engineers that the best creator next to God are civil engineers. So we should all feel proud of that. And definitely, you have to meet the expectations of the industry rather than industry looking for your expectations. So uh, you may have very high expectations, but then if you don't meet the expectations of the industry, then you will be sidelined. Now, let me first talk about a bit on technological disruption. And we all understand that how these companies have captured the market. You know that Byju's, a learning app, now all the people in the educational sector, they are worried about that how to cope up with this new competitor that has not a single institutional structure. In the same way, Oyo, like not having a single hotel, they are actually they have captured the market. In the same way, grocery shops by Amazon or Uber, not a single taxi, but then they have captured the world. So they are actually creating the technological. They are using the technology and they are creating the disruptions in the market. I'm sure that Roy, you will agree with what I said.
Absolutely, they have.
Yeah, and in the same way, like we have all, the society has already witnessed the industrial revolutions, like from industrial revolution 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Now we are into fifth industrial revolution. We have already entered. So we all know that from 18th to 19th century, we started in Europe, this first industrial revolution, and then we created our steam engine, but then steel, oil, electricity, and combustion engine, they took over. Then digital revolution took place, and then internet came into picture in 1980s. Then industrial revolution 4 with artificial intelligence, big data, robotics, IoT, blockchain. So many things has come up. And now in 21st century, we are talking about sustainable development and inclusivity. What does it mean? It means that both machine and human are going to work together. Now, just because the industry 4 is a bit ahead of construction 4, I have taken, like, now people have started relating the industrial revolution with the construction revolution. That has also taken place with the same pace. So we all know that industry revolution, industry 4 started in Germany with the manufacturing sector, and it was the 4th industrial revolution. With increased use of digitization towards enabling communication between the products, business, and customers, like Internet of Things for the integration of information among different platforms, and adopting new gadgets like laser scanning, drones, 3D printing. This was used to enhance the monitoring of the construction projects, the design construction towards delivering a sustainable and smart building environment. Now, what is the benefit of digitization? Like, you all know that, we all know, manufacturing sector, automobiles, and banking sector, they have adopted this digital approach. And what they earned paise. How you earn paise? You earn paise by increasing the productivity, by increasing the accuracy, intelligence, satisfaction level of the customer, and then improving the efficiency. So I have just abbreviated the word paise with the and tried to correlate how digital world has changed the manufacturing sector or banking sector. And we all know that now we have all apps, no? ATM machine, apps. So we don't normally, I have never seen bank since last 2-3 years, like till I started using my own account. So everything is now digitized. Like, we are paid through Paytm, we are making all the payments, and it is all. I don't know, a time will come when you will not see this rupees or coins in the market. They all will vanish. The only transaction will be digital. So in digital term, the salary will come in your account, and then it will go in from your account in a digital form. So let's see. Hope we will be able to see that time also. So in the same way, if I talk about evolution in the construction sector, we started with few tools, then use of machines, then softwares, and now we are into the digital world. So in the same way, construction industry is slowly adopting this digitization. Already, as Devashri mentioned, that the developed world has already adopted. They have already adopted those tools and techniques. I'll be talking in detail about those tools and techniques, but then they have already adopted. We have challenges in the developing countries, and we are also trying to cope up, because finally, you know that we are in a global market, and then if we don't improve ourselves, the MNCs are going to capture, and they are going to take over everything, and we will be just watching them, that how they have captured our market, and then how they are giving the productive results. So the future civil engineers, when we talk about the future civil engineers or future civil engineering profession, definitely we are looking into the advanced materials, where one example is, you all know, that self-healing concrete, then virtual reality, augmented reality, where you can actually visualize that how the construction will take place, or if there is some underground excavation or utilities are there, how it has to be placed. And I see many of the videos, like if you are very active on this LinkedIn platform, or because I know that after my graduation or my studies, I have learned more from these social media platform, like from using Facebook or maybe, but then you have to be very judicious. Like, I know the young generation, they spend a lot of time on Facebook, WhatsApp, and then other social media platform. But then when you use these platforms for learning purpose, then it is called social learning. And we all know that a lot of social learning is there through social media, where I definitely appreciate that a lot of short videos are there, and I learn a lot from those videos that are available. And I see that how technology is actually is changing, and it is taking up the jobs of the normal people. Then prefabrications, advances use of GPS, smart buildings, modular construction, everything is there. IoT, IoE. Now, when we talk about construction industry, now we have started talking about smart materials. So things are going to be smart. Smart materials, smart labor. We don't want people who are unskilled or they're not smart. Smart equipments are there. It's already there in the market. Then smart capital. investment should also be smart. Okay, they are also digitized, and this is all for the creation of built environment and finally for the socio-economic development of the nation. So when we talk about smart materials, I'll be very brief on this. We all know that stimuli or responsive materials or bio-inspired functional materials that can be like control release or artificial muscles or maybe self-cleaning material or self-healing materials or piezoelectric materials, sensors, actuators. So they are all utilized for creating a smart materials. We all understand that uh, 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 like your frame of your specs, like if you bend, then it takes it regain its shape. Why? Because it has a memory to regain. So like that, it regains the shape, and that also becomes a very simple example, but then that's also a very smart material. Like if I talk about smart equipments, I just wanted to show some videos if it permits me. So what I have to do, I have to stop sharing and then again start sharing, or I can directly get into this showing the video.
You can directly get it.
Okay, let me check because let me see if I can show some videos related to. So I got some nice videos. Maybe many of the participants must have seen those videos, and let's see that how technology is causing disruption, as the title says. Let me check. I think it takes some time.
Okay. Tell me if the video is opening at your end, because sometimes the screen share, it just shares one
Yeah, yeah.
screen.
Now it is coming. Now it is coming. Now you see. Can you see this?
No, no, because sir, you're just sharing the PowerPoint
Okay. So let me stop sharing.
and reshare.
So should I first open the video and then? mm,
Yeah. So you have to share the screen where the video is, or share your entire screen. So it depends.
okay. So let me come back. So yes. Can you see now?
Yes, absolutely.
So now you can see how this machine is working to plaster the wall. I'm not saying that as a civil engineer you are going to plaster the wall, but then you see the role of civil engineer to create these kind of machines. Is it not? And
True.
it's a multidisciplinary talk. Like only civil engineer, not only civil engineers. You should have a group of people uh, from CSC, from mechanical, from electrical, electronics, and also civil engineering. Uh, so it's a
Yeah. I
within a
mean,
fraction you can change the thickness and so this is the video. Uh, let me see. And now I have to again stop sharing, and
no, we can see. We can see.
you can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Now you can't see, na?
No, no.
Okay. So now you see how this automation is working in the construction of wall. So there you don't see any labor or people or engineer standing over there and uh, checking the progress. The machine will tell. So let me come back again. So these things are actually creating disruption in the settings. No, we all have mindset, and then we have some kind of, we are in a comfort zone. But then if you continue to be in that comfort zone, you are we are going to be outdated. Is it not?
It is
Right?
highly true.
So you will agree with me, Roy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, we want smart labor. We don't want hard workers nowadays. Is it not?
Yeah, we want people who can think on their feet.
Yeah. So it's just a pictorial representation of how smart people work. Hmm? Earlier, definitely we were looking for hard workers, but now we all have become hard workers. So now we are looking for smart workers. So smart capital, I don't want to get into the details because we all know that the digital world or digitization has taken over the financial sector, and then all the transactions or other things are happening in that way. And you know that with the implementation of all these measures taken by the government, uh,
Mm.
definitely things are improving. And so let me talk about the conceptual framework of construction 4, because then I will shift over to the main topic, uh, where we talk about smart sites. Then how you can make a site smart. You can make a site smart when you use techniques like Internet of Things, RFID, automation. Then only you can make a site smart. Then you have to use simulation techniques where you have to take the advantage of BIM technology, virtual reality, or 3D printing. And then you have to do the virtualization, like through cloud computing and mobile computing. So I think that the curriculum of civil engineering profession or civil engineering, BTech civil engineering should be completely revamped. Is it not? Do you think, right?
At,
Like the
at least
physics, chemistry,
modified.
maths is not going to work anymore.
At least modified. At least
Modified.
modified.
It should be revamped. It should be modified. Like, see, we are conventionally teaching the same thing since last 30, 40 years. Okay. Same mechanical workshop, same electrical input, electronics input, then chemistry, physics 1, 2, 3, maths 1, 2, 3. Like, see, I know when I know that I can put an equation in the Google and it can give the result, then I should tell my student that how to put those equation in the Google rather than telling that how to get the solution of AQ plus BQ plus 2ABC. Is it not?
Uh,
So
Maybe not, because the fundamentals need to be there.
yes, fundamental. See, thing is that if we want to make them more, if they want to get into the research, then definitely they should have that capability. But then those who are just tech, tech savvy and they just want to use the technology,
Mm.
for them there is no need actually. See, we should just tell them that how to use this technology,
Correct.
and then go ahead with your with the performance. Is it not? And then finally, with the combination of these three, you can get a an excellent construction project performance that will reduce your cost and your time. Is it not? And then only you can earn the money, which I said in Hindi, paise. You can only earn when you achieve this. So there are issues, there are awareness required. And if I relate that with smart construction site, definitely the first rank goes to prefabrication and modular construction. Then second rank is for Internet of Things, automation, Internet of Services, product lifecycle management, human computer interaction, additive manufacturing, RFID, robotics, cyber physical system, embedded system, like that. So these are the awareness. Like people are much aware of prefabrication and modular construction, but they are very least uh, uh, aware about the other techniques like robotics or maybe additive manufacturing, like that. So then awareness about now, I'm happy that at least people are now getting aware of BIM. But then the first rank goes to BIM, and then second goes to augmented virtual or mixed reality. But both things are important. You know that you have to plan your project and you have to see that how it is going to work. So for that, these technologies should come into the labs of civil engineering profession. So many I have seen many, even we have also included this BIM in our the regular curriculum. We have incorporated that, but we are looking for augmented virtual or mixed reality, how we can. Now I know that there's a smart Google specs are there, where you can just see what is going on. You can display and you can control your worker through that
Google goggles.
Google goggles. Then when I talk about virtualization, definitely mobile computing, people are aware of, the social media, big data, cloud computing, they are still giving the fourth position. So what are the issues or challenges? See, challenges are we have very segmented nature and site-based activities. They are not very much integrated to each other. यहाँ कर लो, वहाँ कर लो, जहाँ पे emergency पड़ी वहाँ शुरू कर दो, ठीक है फिर. So like that, segmented nature of work, there is no connectivity or integration. Then people are very much resistant to change. That is the major challenge. Like you are in a comfort zone, you are thinking that, okay, I've been doing this thing since last 10 years, 15 years, and now I don't want to change. And people at the age of 50, 55, so they are reluctant to change because they have been doing this exercise for a very long time. And even from them, the younger people learn and they also adopt their thing. So that is the thing that I have observed. Then quality of information at the design stage. I know this is a big challenge. You have been in the profession and we all understand that. See, I don't know, but whether I should comment on this platform or not. But then 50% or more than that, like people are working on assumptions because they have got a very good factor of safety value. Is it not? They are playing with the factor of safety. They will take 3, 4, 5, 6, doesn't matter. So, but just they don't want that I should be in trouble, so they will take high factor of safety and then they will ignore the real facts and figures. But then definitely this is the major issue with the developing nations. I know developed nations, they need all information and you have been in US, you know that how information is important. Even if you want to install an electric pole, you have to get the subsurface investigation done. You cannot simply go to the site and install the electric pole. Is it not the way it is done in developing country? They will directly go to the site and put the poles. Doesn't matter whether investigation has been done or not, but then they are very strict there. Incompetent labor, that is another challenge. So we have to really educate them, and I think you are doing a great job to educate people. And poor communication, it's a major challenge.
It is
one of the major challenges. See, if the information is not there, or if it is not properly communicated, or even delay in communication, these are all major challenges. Delay in procurement, theft, equipment movement, inventory. So many issues are there, and these can be only handled or tackled when you introduce digitization or latest technology. Suppose equipments are moving, and if you have not placed RFID in the equipments, then definitely you don't know whether how it's moving and how many trips it has taken, and then you don't have any information about that. Then low investment in research and development. So these are the issues, and that is the reason, that is the main reason that we are not able to accept or adopt the fast growing technological developments. See, in research, we may be far away, but then when it goes to field, like I still understand my field. Like I may be using some softwares like Plaxis or this and that, calculating factor of safety with some C5 detection technique. But then person who is at the site, he is not at all aware of that what is C and what is 5. So there is no point of talking about distance reduction technique or numerical simulations or this and that. So these challenges are there, and this can only be handled when we educate people. We have to make them a competent labor. So some of the important aspects of adopting the construction for technology for developing the sustainable buildings, for increased communication among construction professionals, and for better performance, like for when it can be related to cost saving or time management. This particular slide belongs to you. Your topic, technological disruption, we will see in time to come that even in developing nation like India, how robotics, automation, 3D printing, or autonomous vehicles, or unmanned aerial vehicles, or virtual and augmented reality are going to disrupt this construction industry.
It's not just India. I mean, even if you look at US,
Everywhere.
if you look at US, it is only on the two coasts.
Yeah.
The New York, Washington area and the California area and California, Arizona and state of Washington,
Yeah.
where these technologies are every day, but rest of US is not. Whereas Finland, Sweden, these were being used for years.
Yeah, so definitely, like in India also, like we all understand that there are developed cities and there are underdeveloped states, developed states. So like that, there are societal differences are there. So those who will adopt the technology, they will become developed in the category of developed state or developed company, or is it not? And those who don't adopt, they are going to be either outdated or they are going to face lots of challenge. So I don't want to read this slide. We all understand the term, and then I share this PPT with you also that you can understand. The participants can also understand that what exactly it means. So next slide, I was talking about this construction disruption, and I'm not able to read, but then you can see the surges here, the surges in the use of BIM. And it has already been authenticated by Devishri that a lot of people have now started. And you can see here, these black shows the leaders, innovation leaders, and then this blue shows the followers. And then the third one is the third category we are not at all aware of. So technological leaders are now taking care of these technologies like drone technology, or I'm not able to read. If you can read, please help me.
No, I am past that age where I can read so small.
Okay, not an issue. I have to just zoom out and then read it. Yesterday I was able to read, but then now today, because I'm too tired after hectic day, so that's not an issue.
That's okay. I can read one part of it.
Yeah, please.
While building information modeling and data
Yeah, it is
analytics
there.
are widespread among the most innovative construction companies,
Yeah,
a host of emerging technologies are starting to have an impact on the sector.
yeah.
And it is the early adopters who
Cool.
are racing ahead of the competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
But
there are different technologies, as I mentioned here. Robotics, automation, 3D printing, or maybe unmanned air vehicles, or virtual augmented realities. Same thing is presented here with some more technologies added over here. So my idea of sharing this PPT is that, see, if you want to become a technological leader, innovative leaders, or you want to be the leaders then you have to adopt these technologies as early as possible. Otherwise, you will come into the category of blue or white. So a lot more has been talked about building information modeling. So I don't want to get into the much details, but then we all understand that it started in the year 1974 with building description system, BDS. Then it shifted to computing aided design and drawing in 1985. And then after that, building information modeling and building information modeling. In 2002, Autodesk actually adopted this in 2002, and then now it is building information modeling. I'm just facing some challenge with the next slide. Is it possible to move? Yes.
Yeah.
So it has already been discussed by Devishri that it has a lot of application. from documentation to fabrication to construction in 4D, 5D, then renovation, programming. So you start with programming, conceptual design, detailed design, analysis, then documentation, fabrication, everything. See, all aspects of construction is taken care by this BIM. And we all know that BIM has added different dimensions. It started with 3D visualization. Okay, then the 4D when the time was included, and then 5D when the cost was included, then 6 when operational concerns was or management facilities were included, then 6D included sustainability, and then safety, embedded emerging plans and prevent security issues. So all features are now added in the BIM. So now it's a 6D, or I don't know whether 7D has come or not. That you have to confirm, Roy, that
it's still 8D now.
8D. So you can add more features. So my slide itself is now outdated. So these are the important impact of utilization of BIM. See, you can have excellent ground management, improved work productivity and prefabrication, superior sequencing and rescheduling, lower expenses and risk, and then effective clash detection, as Devshri was mentioning, effective clash detection and collaboration, improved communication and teamwork, reduced project duration, cost. So that's why people are rushing and running towards this technology, and they are adopting. We all have understood that the good companies are now asking for. I'll share one PDF file. I have done the profiling of the job, profiling of the company, and then what kind of expectations are there from the experienced people or from the freshers. And I always say to my students that even if you are fresher, at least develop those skills that will help you in future. So with time, you are going to have experience. But if you don't have those skill sets that are required, nobody is going to even bothered about. Like, it doesn't matter whether you have got 9 CGPA or 10 CGPA or how much dynamic you are or how much energy you have. But then if you don't have skills and those things in your hand, you are going to struggle. So this is my final concluding remarks. We have understood that automation in the construction industry with distinct emerging technologies like IoT, automation, RFID, BIM, augmented reality and virtual reality are going to play a major role. Then we have large amount of data. We are going to generate large amount of data from RFID, BIM, IoT. But then we have to incorporate artificial intelligence for extracting meaningful insights related to the events in the construction industry. Edge and fog computing technology encourage the AI to enhance automation by analyzing and executing the data at the end of the edge device. Cloud assisted augmented reality or virtual reality, integration of AI with IoT infrastructure, 4D printing, adopting blockchain in the construction industry, and smart robotics is the recommendations. So don't be afraid of these terms. These terms may look a bit fancy to you, but then you know that these are the reality. Okay, and sooner you adopt, better you feel in the future. So this is all about the first component of my presentation, where I talked a lot on how the future technology is going to disrupt the construction industry. And if you are not able to adopt this, then definitely it is going to disrupt your future also. So as a civil engineer, you have to really think about, I'm not making you afraid of, but then if I don't tell you the reality, I will be pushing you in the dark. Is it not? So it is our responsibility, being a teacher, being a professor, or being an educationist like me and you, it is our responsibility to share the vision, and I'm sure that people must have been benefited, those who are here and joined with us. They must have been benefited with this presentation. Now let me just stop sharing this screen and let me show some of the documents that I have created. See, as a fresher, I am sure that majority of the students are just a fresher over here, and they must be doing their undergraduation or post-graduation program. Is it not?
Some are with experience as well.
Okay, okay. So even for them also, it will be useful. See, I'm going to show the three documents. First document is, see, uh, if I assume that majority of you are looking into the better prospects or looking for your future prospects. So what first thing that you do? The first thing that you do, you search for the company. Is it not? Your company search starts. You just want to see that what kind of work they are doing, what kind of job profiles they have, and what their expectations are. Is it not? So what
Yeah.
I have done, I'll just share my screen
Mhm.
so that you can see what I'm trying to speak over here.
I have one comment. You
Yeah.
said that you're not trying to scare people. The other way of looking at it
Uh,
is you're giving them a glimpse of the other opportunities.
yes, that is true. So this document that I created just to help my students, where what I did, I tried to identify the top. Uh, you can see 25, 26 companies first of all, and then their key functional areas. So that this particular document will help you that what exactly I should explore for my future. So whether I should, if you have interest in roads and expressways, or maybe transportation infrastructures, or maybe some canal work or culverts like that. So accordingly, you can search the company. Like suppose you want to get into the nuclear research establishments, factories, or maybe some uh, hospitals, skyscrapers, or some. So SNP is a good company for you. In the same way, AFCONS, they have a key functional area. So these are the companies that are working in the key functional areas, and they actually, you from here you can identify that your expertise, your interest, and then based on that, where you can get in. Okay. So after this, you once you have identified the company, okay, then is that screen is stopped sharing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the second thing is when you search for the job options, like many students ask that, sir, what exactly I can do after my
Mhm.
graduation. So various options are there. You can get into the planning part. Okay. You can get into the customer relationship. Many companies are now hiring as CRMs, customer relationship
Mhm.
managers. Okay, because they know they and then you can also get into the. Let me see if I can get the next slide, next page. Okay, then you can also get into the marketing. You can also get into the safety aspects, safety at project construction site as a safety engineer. Okay, then quality as a quality engineer, quality assurance, which is one of the major aspects of any construction industry. Then you can be a site engineer for maintenance or supervisor for maintenance and construction of the work. Then quantity surveyor, billing engineer, and then you can also be a 3D visualizer or maybe auditor or designing part. You can get into the designing part. So many options are there. You can be specialized or a specialist in the form work. You can be a ground engineer. You can also be you can also involve yourself in the heavy infrastructure. So various options are there, but then you need to see your expertise, or you should think of developing expertise in those fields so that you can get into that. Then I have prepared this document. I'll share with you all also that JDs are given. If you want to get into the planning, then what JDs are there? What expectations are there from the company? It is not about your expectation. It is their expectations. Okay. Then their qualification. Definitely they ask for the experience, but then your personality, you should work on those personality. High level of energy, possess excellent communication and interpersonal skills, exhibit a burning desire to excel in their work. Then these are the key skill sets that are listed. You should be good in Microsoft project, MSP, if you want to get into the planning. But See, I have seen many of the CVs. What students do, the kind of coursework they have done, they will write the same thing in their CV. That I have learned this. So the list becomes very big. But then when you ask a simple thing, that okay, if you say that you know MSP, just solve this simple problem, and they will not be able to solve. So the point is that you should be proficient. See, you can learn car driving by getting into this uh, car driving institutions. Like they teach how to drive a car in 40 hours or 50 hours. But until unless you take steerings in your hand, until unless the steering is in your hand, you will not learn how to drive a car. So you have to develop expertise. How do you develop? I'm just giving a very simple example of a car. You have learned a car, you have got initial understanding that how to change the gear, how to maintain the steering, or maybe accelerator, everything. But then until unless you do things on your own, until unless you make so many uh, few errors, or maybe some uh, uh, then you start with the plain area, then you go into the market area, then congested area, then after that you go to the hills, and then try to learn that. See how you gain expertise. In the same way, you become proficient. You may get certificate from any certification agency or institution, and then you can get the certificate in 40 hours of learning and 50 hours of learning. But then after that, they will keep the certificate uh, in the file, and then they will keep saying to others that I have got, but they are not at all proficient. So there you have to really think about that, how to become a proficient. Even if you say that I'm proficient in MSP, you should be proficient in one. But you pick any software, whether it's StatPro or ETAP or Plaxis or GeoSlope or maybe Slide, or because I know many of the softwares from my field, so I'm naming them, but not for the advertisement. But I'm saying that if you have to be proficient, if you say that I'm proficient, then you should be able to solve the problem given. As it is like that when you go to the hotel and say that I want chai paneer, but the person is not coming again and again to you. That's sir, how much paneer should I take? How much masala should I take? How much heating should be done? How much sugar should be there? Or sorry, salt should be there. They are not asking to you. They are just giving the product. Whether you liked it or not liked it, that decides their job. Whether they are going to be there, stay there, or they are going to leave the job. Okay, so that product should be. So companies asking for the product. They will give you the job, and then after a time duration, like you have to complete this job in 2 days or 3 days, you come with the product. If product is liked by you, it's liked by the company, you are there, you will survive. If it is not liked, you are out of the door or out of the gate. So you make sure that you are proficient. So this particular document I prepared so that I can help my students that where you should focus, where they should focus. If they want to become a customer relationship manager, they should be good in communication. Then they should have a very friendly attitude. So they should think about that. If they don't have, they should not get into this profession. If they don't have that friendly attitude, is it not? So good interpersonal skills, and should be proficient in MS Word, Excel, or PowerPoint presentation. So like that, it has been listed down. You know that if you are good in softwares like Maya or 3D Studio or maybe AutoCAD or Corel Draw, and then you or Adobe Photoshop, then you should definitely get into this 3D visualization. Or if you want to get into 3D visualization, you should have these setups in you.
Sir, can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yes. Please.
I had once. This was back in 2014 or 15.
Okay.
I had got a CV, and CV base, and it had qualification and experience.
Mm-hmm.
But in bold, like say font 16,
Okay.
we had written, I know
Uh-huh.
Primavera, Revit,
Uh-huh.
and ETABS.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. On top, no career objectives, nothing. Top,
Nothing.
bold, I know
Okay.
Primavera, Revit, ETABS.
Okay.
And I was like, really? He was so confident. And I asked him, he said, sir, I know a lot of other things also. but this is what I am proficient in. I have worked. I know this well. I don't
Mm,
see I know everything, but this is
mm,
what I know.
mm,
So I am a master of my trade in these
mm.
three things. And that is what, and of course
That
we
is
hired
actually,
him.
yes.
So that is what you showed right now is very relevant, because when people send CVs, we have hired from LPU also. So
They try to decorate. They try to
yeah,
decorate the CV, but then when I do the hiring, see, uh, even I want it to be adopted in the teaching profession also. Like when you are hiring a professor, a 10 or maybe assistant professor, or associate professor at any position,
hmm,
see, in half an hour interview, the person may be able to impress you. But then you directly send that person to the class and ask them to teach 1 hour and get the feedback from the student. And you will come to know that whether that person is. So in the same way, when I hire any of the technical staff or any people, like if they say that I'm good in, I know one of the cases, like I was hiring one PA, and then he said that I'm good in uh, MS Word or MSP, MS Word or
PowerPoint.
Excel. So I just asked that, okay, write a letter, just write a letter uh, and show me. And she was sitting for more than 4 hours and was not able to write a single letter. So there's no point in putting those things in the CV if you're not proficient. You cannot impress. Maybe you can impress in 10 minutes, but then after that you will not be able to survive in that company because your uh, जो तुम्हारा कमी है वो निकल के बाहर आ जाएगी. ठीक है.
That's what I tell
Uh,
people. I mean,
yes,
don't
yes.
go searching for a job. Try to build a career.
Yes, yes. So in the same way, this is my third one, third document. I'm just trying to convince the present participants who are here that this document is definitely going to help you because what I did, I identified some top 20 construction and consulting companies and I just searched their website and then I was just going through that what kind of work profile those companies have. Like that ICOM is MNC, which is a consulting company, and then what kind of JDs or skill sets or qualification or experience they are looking for. So in all these high-paying, like high-profile companies, and they pay good package to the people. They see if you see the experience, definitely. They are looking for the project director or so they are giving the post this design engineer or civil engineer with 4 to 10 years of experience. But my question is here, like what kind of skill sets they are looking for. That is very important. So at your age, when you are getting into this, you should make sure that if you want to get into bridge design, okay, you should be good in Midas software because they are looking for that. So you should start learning this software so that if you want to make career in the you want to talk to them, they are looking for these kind of. Then they will show interest in you. If you say that I know Meta software, and then only they will be like their ears will be okay. Okay, I want to talk to you like that. It happens in the same way. Like so it is listed down here and. You see if Jacobs is a good company, a good consulting MNC company, what they are looking for. They are looking for, just I got the next page. See what they are looking for. Skills. Concentrate on skill sets. Degree everybody will have, BTech and B. They are just looking for BTech B. And you know that lakhs of people are coming every year. So, but then if you say Revit, Civil 3D, and they are not stopping at one. They are looking for the, like you have 10,000 rupees in your, suppose you have 10,000 rupees in your pocket and you go to the market to purchase a mobile set. Your expectations are very high. In 10,000, you want all features in that mobile set. So in the same way, when companies is spending 35,000, 40,000 or 50,000 on you, but when these companies who are paying more than 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, so their expectation must be very, they are not going to stop at one skill set. You should have Revit, Civil 3D, Bentley, BIM. So you see, BIM is very common. Every company is looking for this BIM. BIM is there, BIM. And then uh, BIM track, like that. GIS is another field where you can explore. your potential. And then if you learn the software, ArcGIS, Python.
So sometimes what happens is when, say, for example, Atkins, the BIM head is my friend. So
Okay.
what they do is, rather than trying to have multiple job openings listed like this, they put in all the required, and they would have multiple job openings. So say, for example, the guy who will know Revit, who will be proficient in Revit, will never be proficient in Bentley OpenSuite.
Yes, that is true.
And vice versa, and W and Python. That is we are talking about AI and big data.
So they have listed. So that's why I said that even if you're not proficient in all, but at least be proficient in one.
Absolutely.
So that you can be part of that working group, and you can work. But then see, it is just a listing that because I have just taken from the website.
This is very important.
Yeah, but then you have to at least pick one skill set and start working on that. In the same way, if I just search BIM, you will see BIM is coming at many places. BIM Modular, okay. Then BIM Modular again, BIM Modular. Lot of companies. Every Arup, they are looking for BIM software developer. Okay, BIM application development. Then BIM manager, McDonald's, like that. Everywhere people are asking for the BIM. The top companies are definitely asking for the BIM technology design and assessment. Eurocode, you should have knowledge of BIM Modeler by Jacob, like that. So I think I have taken more than the designated time.
No, that's okay, sir. No problem. No.
So this is all about. So please work on your skill set, because degree is not going to help anymore. Degree is definitely not going to help anymore. That may be the essential or minimum requirement, but then you can only survive when you have these skill sets, and if you want to fulfill all your dreams in this profession. So adopt new technology, otherwise CSC people are waiting for you to take your job. So it's a question of survival. It's a question of survival, and then you have to think whether you want to be the subordinate of those people, or you want to work in this profession. So I thank you once again, Mr. Roy, and then his team, and hope I justified my time.
No, thank you so much, sir, for taking out the time. I know it's a hectic time for you as well. And
but I enjoyed. I really enjoyed. I always enjoy interacting with you. You know that.
No, and I would say, I've told you this before, and I will say this in an open forum as well. We used to hire from a lot of universities, and I think we hired a graduate and a master's, and both of them turned out to be really good. I mean, yes, we had to train them, but and I'm going to take a few pointers from what you have elaborated on, and Divyashi has talked about before. And I have I have spent my last 25 years in this industry, and a lot of what happens is, because we are still developing. Now we talked about why you said, you see, if you see one of your slides, you said Sweden, Norway, all those countries, there are research happening, but adoption is more in US. And so I'll tell you one reason why it happens. And the reason is because we have a labor surplus. And Europe, US, Australia, they have a labor deficiency. Middle East has a labor deficiency. So whenever so in India, why we do not adopt to change that fast technology is because we don't need to. We don't feel the pinch, because we can put 50 people on a 25-man job.
Yeah.
Because we have labor.
Yeah.
However, in US, the labor cost is so enormous that we cannot afford to do that. So we have to keep on. So the labor does not decrease. The skills increase. Like, for example, I remember when computers came to banks, and all the bank employees were out on the street saying,
yes,
"We take away my jobs." It did not.
They adopted for VRS. Many Even I know my father was struggling when computer came, and then he was having the option. So, but he was very courageous. He told that I'm not going to take VRS, but I'm going to learn this new box that has come in my office. And he
Yeah,
went to Nainital and had 15 days of training on. So like that, you have to adopt the technology. Otherwise, if suppose he would have taken the VRS, then how much disruption must have been caused in the family.
true. So what I am trying to get at is India is seeing a paradigm shift
Yes.
because of the lockdowns and the reverse migration of labor that has happened. A lot of the about 50% of the labor have come back, but
Yes.
50%, that's a huge number, have not. That means at the construction site, and I'm in Gurgaon, and if I go up on my terrace, I so many construction sites are working at 25%, 50%, 30% capacity. And now the technology people are starting to, say that, having
Yeah.
a say that, if you adopt technology, you will move faster because you will take away the deficiency.
Mm.
Now, but coming to the second point, about that was the disruption part about job opportunities. And I think that is the most important thing that everyone talks about. Where do I get a job? See, one option is get into the field of BIM, but my advice, my personal advice, is complement BIM as a part of your civil and structural engineering background. Because as a site engineer, why do people? And with all due respect, 90% of the civil graduates end up being on site. Why? Because the companies who hire them want to give them experience of how actually things were because they know what they have done during internship.
Mm.
So, you know, and likewise, that is why freshers are finding it, and something you said about curriculum being 30, 40-year old, freshers are finding it difficult to get jobs because even as a core engineer in any company, Jacobs, Atkins, anywhere you see, um, you need certain skill sets. Like, for example, you might not need to be a BIM modeler, but if a BIM model comes to you, you should be able to check,
Yes.
analyze, comment. If you do not have that skill, why will I hire you? Why will I hire, train, and then wish and pray that you will be able
Mhm.
to? I will not do that.
See, it's very simple. Like even a small in every house it happens. Like
Hmm.
if you have seen your mother hiring a maid, they will ask even for paying 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees, they will ask 100 questions. How
Hmm.
much experience you have? How many houses you have worked? What was the uh, economic level or the status of those houses where you have worked? So many questions
Hmm.
they ask. They people want experienced people. That is very important because they don't want to waste money on teaching you. But then even sometimes we hire a smart maid
Hmm.
who is ready to learn, who has lot of energy, passion, right attitude, aptitude. So as a fresher, I will suggest that even if you are not experienced, at least work on other aspects with your all positive energy, attitude, uh, passion to learn, explore the new things, and your dedication, your hard work is going to pay. As simple as that.
You see, one more thing, you see, and let me just share my screen for 1 second because one of the companies that you said, uh, you see, and uh, AECOM, you
Yeah.
said about AECOM, and you see this guy, sorry, AECOM, uh, Madhu, as we used to call him.
Mm,
He's with AECOM, right? And
mm,
that time AECOM used to not hire.
mm,
If I go to this guy's with Johnson Controls.
mm,
Johnson Controls is doing phenomenal projects around the world,
mm.
and she's with Neilsoft. It's 100 200 crore firm, turnover firm. Now, what I am trying to get at, why I was showing you this, is because these were all freshers.
Yeah.
Okay, And these guys are not BIM modelers. They want, Madhu is working on infrastructure projects. The other two, I really do not know what they're working on. One is a mechanical engineer that I know. And but the difference is that they actually worked on projects. So now here is the gap, and people, say, and we are not the only institute. There are millions and millions of institutes. So I am not trying to promote Technostruct Academy in any way. Okay, but what we are saying is that, people, your curriculum in colleges, and my apologies because you're also part of that, but the curriculum versus what the industry is doing right now, there is a
Big
gap.
gap.
There's
Big
a
gap.
gap. And just learning software, and I tell them, and I mean, my counselors, all the students, my counselors might not, but I keep on saying in all the webinars that I attend, hour or otherwise, is learn. If you want to learn software, you do not need to go to an institute and pay. You need to be on YouTube and learn a software.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely. I mean, if you want to learn Revit, go to Autodesk Learning Center. You don't need to come to any institute like Technostruct Academy. But if you want to know how BIM is happening in projects, that is where you need a master. Unfortunately, that's a gap in the industry in India, where uh, even though a lot of firms, we be helping SIT Pune and a couple of MIT Pune and others, YMCA, where we are doing their curriculum in BIM, but we still know that there is a gap, because uh, the projects that are using BIM are not going to happen out of a college or a university. That cannot. It will happen through firms like ours or firms like Atkins. Now Atkins will not train you. So there are other such institutes around the world. There is so there are so many. Okay, XSCAD and all of that. Who can take you through a project, and the learning, that 1 or 2 month of project internship that you do on BIM, that will help you understand. Because see, today draftsmen do not get hired. That job is gone. That
Yes,
job is gone,
yes, yes.
because you do not need to spend time on drafting. The drawings are automated. If you have done the design correctly, the drawings will come correctly. It's garbage in, garbage out. If you cannot design, your drawings will be garbage. So there is no loophole anymore. So there are a lot of job opportunities. It is just that what you think are the job opportunities versus what the real job opportunities are different, as you have rightly shown with real life examples from their websites. And this is to all the students here and all the potential job seekers. uh, Very important. There's a recording of this video, and you can go and see Dr. Srivastava's slides. You'll be able to see them. And it, you know, it's very important to understand that there are jobs, a lot of job openings.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you're just missing out on the knowledge of seeking those jobs. I think, sir, there are a couple of questions,
Yeah.
other than the thank you notes. Uh, as a civil engineer with basic knowledge of BIM architecture and BIM structure, how will it help to start own BIM modeler firm? You see, there are 1 lakh BIM modeling firms in India, and the question is, how good are you in terms of delivery? If you said you have basic knowledge of BIM, um, I don't think you will. Basic knowledge does not help you excel. So, say for example, you're competing with a firm like a Neilsoft with 700 people with a research team. Do you think you will get a job against them? I doubt.
Not.
No. You're competing with a firm like Technostruct, not the academy. Technostruct. If we bid for a project with 50 people in US trying to put in, you will win against us? No. There are so many firms. Like, we are a small boutique firm. Just so many big firms. Neilsoft. There is Pinnacle, who has, I think, 3,000 odd employees in India. You cannot win against them with basic knowledge. You have to, if you want to be a small firm, Be specialized. We know Revit, we know Dynamo, we can do parametric modeling. Specialize in something, and then build from there. Build one specialization that we can do infrastructure projects in BIM. Build from there. One specialization. Jack of all trades do not get hired.
Yes.
So I am not trying to dissuade you. I'm trying to show you the way that if you're a good civil engineer, as you have written, and you have knowledge of architecture and BIM structure, then build on something and understand your specialization. What is it that you're going to sell? Okay. So that is there. Like, for example, I can see the LPU campus. One of the USPs is, if you want to know anything under the earth, you will find that in LPU. Okay. So, build on that, to build something. I don't know. Are there any certificate? Yes. If anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand or something.
Yeah, we can make it more interactive. You can unmute
Yeah,
yourself and you can ask the question directly.
Yeah.
I think you need an architect or an expert in the field of architect, because there's a question from there. The upcoming vision of our industry.
No, he said, thank you so much, sir. As an architect, I was able to understand
Able to
vision
understand.
of it.
Okay. Okay.
So he was saying that.
Not a question. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I don't think, because I think between you and Divyashi, you covered most of what is there to cover. So I don't think there are too many questions.
Yeah.
There were a few hands raised, but I think as the time progressed, they got the answers.
They got the answer.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. I have this now that I have an educationist. How are the how are the civil hirings? How are your placements this year that you're seeing? Not just LPU, but you have friends in other universities. How are the placements this year, especially post pandemic and this or during pandemic? Has it changed?
Yeah, definitely. See, challenges are there, because you mentioned that people are working with 25-30% of workforce. But I have not seen any challenge with students who have adopted the technology and who have learned the new technology. They are placed even in the pandemic situation. I know my students who have learned GIS or who have learned these softwares, or who are positive, energetic, and as I mentioned, they are ready to learn. They have not faced challenge. So as you mentioned that, see, sometimes we blame the surroundings, we blame the environment, we blame the profession, we blame everybody, without and we don't bother that we should first blame to ourselves that we have not done anything for ourselves. So first you do for yourself, and then you see if you have any desire. So first you should make sure that you deserve for that. So that is important. So hirings are definitely core companies or core. They are looking for people who are, and you know that now the market is open. Students are directly applying to the company's website, and then they are getting the jobs. So that's not an issue. Industry is looking for the people who are willing to adopt the technology, new technology. But conventional civil engineering, if you think that after BTech in civil engineering you will take the dumpy level at the site and you are start working as a civil engineer, then forget those things.
It is very difficult.
You have to have drones in your hand if you want to, even if you want to do surveying at the site. So drone technology is there. It's coming in a big way. Like all the infrastructure development or the planning of the infrastructure development is happening through drone technology. Now you don't have to survey. You have to go into this field and site and see that your drone will work for you.
I'll tell you about a project we're doing. Unfortunately, it's a Government of India project, defense project. I cannot tell you the name, but due to confidentiality, where we have IP cameras, drones, and what we're doing for civil is structure rather is, for example, say North Block which foundation level columns are getting built, okay, constructed. We go in the evening, say around 5:30, do a scan with a handheld
Yeah.
scanner, which is a point cloud, okay, and and we generate the point cloud. We have the Revit model, okay. We put in our evening shift who puts the data, the point cloud data behind the model. We generate a report on variation report on, for example, if there's some sagging that's happening in a beam, or there's some change in, the move, the column has shifted slightly from the estimated position, which can affect mechanical or plumbing or electrical anyway. We do the quick scan. We do it by the morning, by 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. The site engineer has that report, and we can go through a quick call. We have a quick call at 8 o'clock with all stakeholders. Say this is what you have constructed. This is actual versus planned.
Actual versus.
Let's rectify, and they can decide what needs to be rectified. So that is how fast things have progressed. So if you think just a civil engineering degree or will get you there, no way. It's very difficult. And government of India is promoting all of that. It is mandated BIM, guys. Just so you know, all Indian projects, civil central government projects will be on BIM,
Yeah, yeah.
infrastructure projects. There are three more questions. Someone has written, sorry to interrupt. Could you please share these documents at the end of the session? It will not be very prudent to share these documents. However, the recording is there.
Okay.
We will
You are
share the
recording.
recording and you can go through that.
Okay.
Next is, how can I learn Bing? I'm a fresher, recently graduated, technostructacademy.com. But no, truly, if you want to learn software, go to autodesk.com. If you want to learn BIM, uh, contact us. Okay. If you just want to learn software, do not contact us. If you want to learn BIM, contact us. Hello, sir. I have a question. After learning BIM, at what position do company hire freshers? Any position, depending on what your core capability is. BIM is not a set. That is what
See,
I've been
don't worry
saying.
about the position. Get into the system, okay, and show your talent, and you can be the president of that company. That is not an issue. But you have to start from somewhere. Don't think that directly you will become president until unless you have experience, and then you qualify and for that. But then, as a fresher, as you mentioned that you are a fresher, I think your first job is to get into the system, and that is very important.
As an, say for example, an architect, if you are an architect and you don't know BIM, you want to get into designing, okay, code design, but you don't know BIM, you will find it very hard. So go to your core competency areas. You don't have to become, just because you've learned BIM, you don't have to become a BIM modeler. No, you learn BIM because it's like saying I cannot create an AutoCAD drawing. If you cannot if you cannot read an AutoCAD drawing, then it's very difficult. You will not get a job. If you say I'm a structural engineer, structural designer, and I do not know Stat Pro or ETABS, I can you'll not get a job. So it's like that. So today, if you're a
Yeah,
site
yeah.
engineer, you don't know BIM, you'll not get a job. Very simple. Job market has become different. It's not shrunk. It has increased, but it's different.
So see the expectations of the company. There, search the JDs, search the job profiles they are sharing on the website, and then accordingly prepare, and then make sure that you deserve before you desire to get into that system. And very rightly said that yes, okay, there is a feedback form shared. So kindly share that feedback with me also, so that I can get to know that how I can improve in my future presentations.
Someone is asking, how can we contact you, sir? I think through LinkedIn, you can contact
Yeah,
any of
LinkedIn.
us.
Yeah, it's the best way to connect. See, LinkedIn is also a very important platform, for your professional connects. And uh, there is a term called social selling index. I don't know whether uh, participants are aware of this term, social selling index. And this is SSI, and you can freely check your social selling index, and then you can see that how much visible you are on this platform, and it should be more than 60 if you really want to have a good connect. And then see, for freshers or for people who are younger, young generations, I request that be visible on this platform, and then improve your SSI, get the recommendations from the experts, like based on your the work that you have done, get the recommendations. That actually helps a lot. And आजकल वही है, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है वाली बात.
Very true. Very true. So I have shared the LinkedIn profiles of all three of the panelists.
Okay, you shared mine also. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. So he wrote, sir. So I did not know who he's referring to. So I've shared all of, and so I think we have really now run out of time. But But thank you so much to the attendees, to the Vishy, and more importantly to you, sir, and for taking out the time and having this interactive session. And yeah, I have learned a few new things, so that I can say.
We are all learning on daily basis.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye. Bye bye, Roy. Devashri. Nice presentation.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
great session.
You have a lot of energy.
I had a great learning too, from you, Dr. Amit Srivastava. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm thankful that I was useful for 1.5 hours.
Yes, sir. It was insightful. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Have a nice time. Good night ahead. Okay.
Yes, sir.